This isn't just a train, it's a thread line, a vessel across memory, myth, and meaning. Step inside, where the reels turn like time itself and story becomes sanctuary. Welcome to Parlor 10, a living room for living movies with your host, director, screenwriter Carey Corr, and executive producer author Jenlyn UNBN. Previously on Parlor 10.
Word. I said, wow, this is so fun because this is me getting to be in the story that came in my head and in my body and be back in it coming at me. Hello. Welcome back, everybody, to Parlor 10. Hi, Carey. How are you?
I'm great. Jenlyn, how are you? Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, I'm so good. I'm so excited to be here today. And wasn't Lydia just great? She's just such an amazing part of this process. And I can't wait to have her back.
She's amazing.
Perfect. And then today's guest is absolutely amazing. None of us, I don't think, would be here, and myself included, if it weren't for you and today's guest, right? Why don't you tell the audience just a little bit about our guest, and then we'll bring him up.
Yeah. Our guest is Amit Rathore from Awake VC. And he is the genesis of all we're doing. As you said, our meeting together and bringing tech to create movies outside the system so that we can use them to empower is the collaboration that happened from the first day I met Amit. And all things after that have been rolling beautifully forward.
I love it so much. He's so amazing. I'm going to bring him up to the stage, and everybody in the audience get ready to welcome Amit Rathore. Welcome.
To be more mindful of how we create new business models that reflect, the need of, hundreds of millions of people, billions of people, right? Not just the investors.
Yeah. That's one thing I love about the project and Sing Your Song and Connected Pictures, and is that we are the systems. We are the systems. The everyday person is the system when we can come together and do things like co-create and co-resonance that are open for everyone and decentralized and right in the way that you said. And Carey, I'm going to let you talk a little bit about like the power of that in movies, and how is it that you and Amit really connected in that space for Sing Your Song and Connected Pictures?
Yeah, so that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. Sing Your Song was created to make people aware, to use the power of storytelling for its mindful purpose, right? Without there being any change in a normal movie or a story. So it's still just a great story that people can watch, and some will resonate with and some will see the layers. So for me, I thought, well, what happens when we make a story like that, and how do we do business that way?
Mm-hmm.
And before I met Amit, I realized, well, technology is the way. We need access to the people, right? The people who see the movie, who want to see the movie, to do that, and we want to embrace them all along the whole thing, right? I didn't understand that in terms of business that much. And along came Amit. And of course, he's already created something that can make that happen. And so we just felt a strong, resonant pull between us for a shift and doing something creative outside the system, because I believe, and I'll let Amit tell us about that, but creativity is at the bottom of everything. Human creativity. And so, I mean, really almost instantly when Amit and I met, we understood, oh, here we have an opportunity to try this out, to take this great experiment of movies in a new way.
Yeah.
So, Amit, let's hear your story on that.
Yeah, no, I think it was definitely a lot of serendipity and coincidence, and you know all those things that one synchronicities and all that happened right when we first met. And the coming together was of how, like, for me it is, how does anyone tell their story, right? And here you are with a whole story to tell, and you know lots of stories to inspire. And how do we do that? How do we do that at scale so that people can all do it? And of course we got to start with the one we're starting with, the first one, right, which is the core of the effort, which is to make the movie. But what if we were to rethink, what is it that we really want to make, right? Of course, you want to make a movie, but you also want to make something else, right? Which is of which the movie is a part of it. So what is it that we really want at the end of the day? That's the question, right? And it's not so much about the movie. It is about the movie, obviously, right? It's the art, but what does the art mean, right? And what is that we want the art to actually do, right? And the other side of that same thing is sustainable movement, so that there is profit and you know cash flow that can sustain that movement. So both these things need to be addressed right away before you even start perhaps making movies, because if you don't have that solved, then it doesn't go too far, right? So how do you create a self-generating movie? You know, so that was the idea. And because we're all connected, and because we already, I mean, we don't have to connect, we are connected, right? So when we don't have to do what we're already, like, you know have already been that way, right? So if you can reflect the business with the truth in that sense, right, then you get this huge unlock, because why do things in a way that's not natural?
Made in that space, and when it is, it's easy to carry it forward because, like you said, it's something that's already naturally happening, and it's easy to guide the flow with special story, right, as you're going along, to build that together and to be able to do that. Let's talk a little bit in the last couple minutes that we have about the flux capacitor, and what that is, and ultimately how that works inside of Connected Pictures and the business plan itself, that we are walking out with Sing Your Song.
So if you remember the Back to the Future and the flux capacitor, which is what makes time travel possible. And I guess the analogy is that you need a tool, to make things happen, right? You build a tool to make stuff, right? Without a digging machine, you can't make a tunnel. People in the creative world sometimes get stuck in that process of, how do I make something that's both true to my creative vision, but also profitable, or makes money. So that's what a flux capacitor is. A flux capacitor is like a blueprint or a template or a sacred design, geometric sacred design, that interconnects all the pieces and people and processes into that framework, within which all parties win immediately, right? Because this starts with the end result, right?
Next time on Parlor 10, Amit Rathore, co-founder of Connected Pictures.